Imagine having a conversation with an AI that can understand everything you read, and I mean everything. Most people using NotebookLM only obsess over the newest features, which is audio overview or the podcast mode. This is the latest shiny object that everyone is obsessed over, but NotebookLM is a lot more than that. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 fascinating ways that you can use NotebookLM in your business. Let's get to it. Now, first things first, in your own business, whether you're in real estate like me or roofing or med spa, SEO, you name it, any of the industry that you are working in your particular niche, every day there are thousands and thousands of articles being written about a certain new topic in your industry. Hot trending topics maybe, or new industry reports. Normally, if you want to create content, you could take that information from those articles, paste them into ChatGPT, and you can spit out an article in a matter of minutes. But what if you want to change the format to something other than text? You could do a video like what I'm doing right now, or you can do audio. And with NotebookLM, you can do just that very quickly too. So for the example here, let's assume you're a real estate agent and you come across an article that's very interesting to you. You think your investor will benefit from it. With that, let's jump over to my screen and show you how we're going to approach this. Now, let's suppose you're surfing the web and you came across this website called The Real Deal. So now I'm just browsing the top stories and I kind of like the stories. Kushner company sees value soar to $2.9 billion post-Trump's presidency. So now this is the article that I'm interested in creating content around. What I'm going to do now is, instead of just reading it, I'm going to now go to copy the URL and go to NotebookLM. Click on New Notebook. Here, you can upload your sources. You can upload a PDF, a text file, Markdown, or audio files. NotebookLM will transcribe your MP3 files for you. In my case, I'm using an URL, so I'm going to go to link and put in the website. Here is the URL. Go ahead and hit insert. Now it's generated a summary for me. And here are some suggested questions for me to learn more about the article. Normally, I would just go straight to the deep dive conversation to have the 2 hosts talk about the article so that I can listen. But because we are now using NotebookLM to create content for us, and I don't want it to just take information directly from the website or directly from the article and create a podcast around it. I want to have my own input as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy the entire article over to Claude. And then I'm going to do some customization in the background. Let's follow along. Now that I'm in Claude, I'm going to give it a simple prompt. I'm going to give you an article to read from The Real Deal. Act as if you are an NPR reporter working on a story. Read the article, then give me 10 interesting angles. We can produce a podcast around the information given only in the article. Then what I'm going to do now is put in a delimiter to insert the article. So after the prompt, I put in the 3 backtick to put in the article. So you see this box that jumped out? This is the box for me to put in the article so that the LLM system, or in this case, Claude, knows that this is the information separated from the instruction in case there is something in the article that makes it things otherwise. So now what I'm going to do is copy the article and paste it into this box. Okay, I have copied the article. Now I'm going to paste it here and I'm going to submit. Okay, Claude is now working on it. Looks like Claude thinks I'm giving real-time information on the elections. The article is not a political article, so I don't know why it thinks that this is a political one. Maybe it saw the name Trump. So let's see here. The Architecture of Influence, The Tales of Two Brothers, Southern Strategy, From Tenant to Tech Giant, Family Dynasty, dynamics, the Miami migrations, crisis and comeback, the next generation, political ripple effects, market timing masters. I like number 9, but working with Claude, the benefit is that I get to use his brain. So now what I'm going to do is I'll put in a target audience and ask it to reevaluate the topics. Okay, so what I put in here is using your expertise. If the target audience is an old investor, 60 years old plus, with some money who has some limited real estate experience, which one of the 10 topics there would be the most interesting to that target audience? And I'm asking it to think and reason step by step to make sure that it consider all of the angles. Even though now I get to use the Claude Sonnet 3.5, the new version, which supposedly have the enhanced reasoning, but I still want to put that in to make sure that it's thinking step by step, like a change of thought process. So now it's thinking through step by step from the perspective of a 60 years old plus investor. So it looks like it's done. Let me go through this and see what it has here. So demographics and experience level has lived through multiple real estate cycle, likely remembers 2008, the crash in 2008, may have personal experience with small real estate investments, key interests, protecting wealth, generating passive income. All of these are true. Final analysis. After careful considerations, I believe Southern strategy would be most appealing to this demographic because it focuses on traditional real estate investment. I'm going to go with that topic. I'm going to let Claude pick the topic Southern strategy. So now what I'm going to tell it to do is that, hey, now that we have the topic, how do we make it more juicy? Any specific topics within the article that the podcast host need to pay attention to? Now it's going to use its persona that I assign to it, the expertise that it has. It will comb through the article again with the topic that it gave us to now see what can we do to make the podcast production more juicy. All right, so let's see. Most compelling hook: how a pandemic era bet on government-backed debt created a real estate empire. The hottest angle, the timing play. This is my personal favorite. NotebookLM's podcast capability is already extremely good, but now a recent update allow us to sort of pass a note to the producer, meaning pass the note to the AI and direct it to go in a certain directions with the podcast. Now all I need to do is go copy this and say, hey, structure your podcast this way. Normally, you would just hit this generate button, but now we can hit this customize button and influence the direction of this podcast. Things that you can do is telling it to use a specific source, a specific topic to focus on, and tell it's the target audience. So what I'm going to do now is I'll post the structure of the podcast. Podcast structure. And I'm going to put in the target audience as well. Target audience, real estate investors, 60 plus years old with limited experience in rental and flipping. Before I hit generate, I can even add another source. And the second source should be my own take on the article. Let me do that real quick before I hit generate. Since I want to streamline making this example for you, I use Claude to write a reaction piece with my input. So now I have 2 paragraphs that I can use as a source. You obviously can spend more time to write your own thoughts and inputs to the article that you're going to be doing these steps with. Feel free to inject your thoughts as much or as little as you want. Now I'm going to copy this over to NotebookLM. Add a second source here. Now I'm going to go to copy paste text and I'll paste it there. Now let's say I want to add more context, right? I can say written by V, the awesome real estate investor in Colorado. Just for fun. Let me see if it even will bring this up. I'm going to insert it. Okay, now it's done. Let's go back to customize and put in my instructions. So the instruction here again is I give it a podcast structure to open with pandemic timing angle, build credibility with specific numbers, deep dive into government-backed debt strategy, and review the land timing play, close with how the strategy continue to work with the current market, and then giving it the investors. Now let me generate. It's going to take a few moments here. So it looks like it's done generating. Let's have a listen.
Hey everyone, it's election week 2024.
Oh, yeah,
And I know we're all glued to the polls,
definitely.
but we're diving into something a little different today. A
Interesting.
real estate empire that's been quietly making waves,
Oh,
no matter who's in the White House.
mm-mm.
And this one's especially for you, thinking about your rental portfolio
Gotcha.
and how you want to expand that.
Okay.
So
Yeah, this is
So I put in the target audience is someone who has experience in rental and flipping. It mentioned it. It took that into consideration.
a good one.
what's intriguing is how this company navigated the pandemic,
Oh, yeah,
a time when, well, a lot of people in real estate were struggling
absolutely.
to not only survive,
Right.
but to thrive.
It's a masterclass in strategy, really.
You're telling me, so V, you know V, right?
Yeah.
He's been flipping properties for a while.
Yeah.
So I put in the second document here with my name as a joke, and it picked that up.
Sent us an article about the Kushner companies,
Oh, okay.
and their portfolio is now worth almost triple what it was back in 2016.
Wow.
A staggering $2.9 billion.
That's not luck. That's a plan.
That's a plan.
Yeah.
That's not luck.
Yeah.
So let's break down their playbook.
So you could hear that it was able to pull my name into the conversation, into this podcast, just like I'm part of the production. Just imagine the things that you can do with NotebookLM for your own business, in your own industry. Perhaps you have some industry reports that only you know how to read, but you really, really want to get your customer involved and give this information to them in a way that is easy for them to understand and digest. Well, this is one easy way for you to get it done. And it doesn't take you a whole lot of time either. I just show you one easy way to make content with NotebookLM. And if you worry about copyright, I don't know the legal answer to that, but essentially what we have done here is we are doing a reaction to the article. That's what this podcast is. It's not copying word for word. All it's doing is reading the information, taking your thoughts and direction, then mold a new podcast out of it. One thing I forgot to mention to you, when you put in the custom instructions, what I found out is that there is a limit of 500 characters. Also, with the sources, if you're going to have a link and you clicked on the website here, a lot of times when you use articles from large publications such as Business Insiders, Forbes, Fortune Magazine, Success Magazine, Wall Street Journals, or even the business journals, Google is not allowed to pull information directly from those websites because of some restrictions that they have in place. So for those, if you really want to pull information, you can copy and paste yourself to the paste text option. So that was a quick way for you to create a podcast episode with information that you find online, things that you read, things that you already consume. You just have to put a little bit of your own thoughts in it, and NotebookLM will come up with an episode for you. Now let's move on to the next thing that I personally believe to be one of the best things that NotebookLM had helped me do. That is to research and become a learning assistant for me, a co-pilot in a sense. I'm sure many of you do this. You go on YouTube, you see a master class or someone giving you a long workshop. Think about videos that are an hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, or even 8 hours long. You want to do your best to consume them all. But then before you know it, the next video popped up and you are off to the next one. You never get back to it. Have you found yourself in that situation? I actually do that a lot. So when I came across NotebookLM at the beginning, I thought, this is a good way for me to learn the information. What I did back then was to take the video, go to a YouTube transcription website, pull the transcript, and then just paste it to NotebookLM. Well, now you can even do a lot more than that. Let me show you. The other day I came across this video that I found really interesting. This video titled Full YouTube Script Writing Course, 1+ hour. This person right here is Brian Ng. He is a script writer for some of the biggest channels on YouTube today. Think of Alex Hormozi and people his caliber. When he released this class, I took a lot of note, but I didn't know how to apply it for my own situation. So what I did was I pulled the URL of this YouTube video. I went to source and then I added it as a YouTube link. I just put the YouTube link here as the source. Then what I did next, I just had a conversation with this video. The video itself, something like this. Tell me the framework for Brian's approach to writing scripts. I want the full lowdown. Now it's gonna go through the video and actually give me the framework that Brian shared in the video. All right, so it's done. This is the overall framework. He described a 5-step system. Start with an idea or title, research, write the hook, write the body, write the outro, and call to actions. So now, what you can do in your own situation, for this scenario, I suppose you are a business coach and you want to create content about overcoming adversity, telling your clients how to overcome adversity. So what I would do is, using the framework above, I want you to help me with my script. I'm a business coach. I want to create a video title, 3 ways to overcome adversity in business. Now let's send it in. So I have the title. I tell the system what I am, so it has context. Now in the backend, I believe NotebookLM uses Gemini. So let's take a look and see what it comes up with. Okay, so writing your business coach script, 3 ways to overcome adversity in business. The sources provide a lot of information about crafting effective YouTube scripts. And this information can be applied for your video for business coaches titled 3 ways to overcome adversity in business. Here's a breakdown. The title, all right, I already have that. Then video type. In the video, Brian described different video types. So now, NotebookLM is telling me I should follow the story video category. Your goal is to connect the viewers on an emotional level by sharing stories of overcoming adversity and offering practical strategies to help them do the same. This is another things that Brian talked about in his video. Outlier theory is that video topics from small creators that went viral and then copying those topics. Now it's telling me the research, it's telling me the hook, suggesting to use a question hook. Have you ever felt like giving up on your business dream? And then a shocking statement, 90% of businesses fail within the first 5 years, but it doesn't have to be you. So by my own situation is using the teaching from Brian's video to come up with suggestions and hooks and scripts for my own video that I want to create. This is just one scenario. Think about other things that you wanted to do. You took Brian's full video, put into NotebookLM, came up with the framework, and now you're ready to create your video. Let's take it one step further. Suppose I want to use the information here to make a lead magnet. Let me go back to the top here. So I have this framework here. The entire framework is all laid out. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and hit this button to copy. Then I'm going to go to a website to make some infographic. So what you do is go to this website called napkin.ai and sign in. You can sign in with your Google account. Right now, it's still free. It's in beta right now. Once you're in, you can click this button with new napkin. And then you can either draft with AI or you can do a blank napkins. I'm going to start with a blank one. Title, I'm going to write test. Now I'm going to go ahead and paste the entire output from NotebookLM. All right, so this is the entire framework. Okay, now let's say I want to have an infographic for the entire output from NotebookLM. All I need to do now is just hit Control A, so I select everything. Now you see it selected everything under one block, and you will see this little flash icon here. If you hit this flash button, it will now scan through your input entirely, or that entire selections block that you did. And now it will give you some suggestions for your infographic. So you can have this style here, YouTube creation. You can have this style, kind of like a mind map. You can have this like a funnel, a vertical funnel. Now you can literally click on this and change anything. You can change the color, you can change the text, you can download it and post on social media, or you can just export this entire page and use it as your lead magnet. Easy as that. So that's how you use NotebookLM to research and apply knowledge for your business. Whether you're trying to make a video, to learn a new concept, or to make a lead magnet, combine NotebookLM with Napkin AI, you are unstoppable. Now let me give you one more use case that I think a lot of people miss. The next use case I want to share with you is to use NotebookLM as your copywriting assistant. Now, when you are browsing social media, I'm sure you will see in your feed ads from creators and internet marketers within your niche. A lot of times, those are battle tested ads people put up online. And to view those, there is a website called the Ad Library that we will go to in a bit that will show you some of the most effective ads that these marketers run. So what we'll be doing is to use NotebookLM to analyze those most effective ads. And not only that, we will also be applying copywriting principles to come up with our own ad copy. Now, to do that, first we will go download some marketing and copywriting principles. And I want to share with you this website called the marketingbullets.com. This website has 29 bullets from Gary Bencivenga. He's one of the top bullet copywriters there was. And Gary has a 29-part newsletters that he shared 29 bullets on different marketing and copywriting principles. Go ahead and head to this website and download them, then feed them to NotebookLM first. So let me do that real quick. So what I've done here is I have combined all 29 letters of Gary Bencivenga into this one PDF, and I have everything right here. Now what I'm going to be doing next is go to the ad library and find some ads to analyze. I'm at the ad library. To get to this website, you can either Google Facebook ad library, or you can go to facebook.com/ads/library. Here you can see that you can search by country and then by category. So I'm going to go ahead and put in US, and I'm going to select all. Here you can search by keyword or advertiser. As you can see, these are some of the keywords that I've been searching lately. And I know Tony Robbins runs a lot of ads, so I'm going to be pulling up his name and see what ads he's. So as you can see here, this is the ad that Tony just started running this morning. What we want to do is find some of the older ads that is still active. The longer he used a version of an ad, the more effective and the more money that ads has made him. So let me see what is the oldest ad I can find. And when you're doing this, you're not only just getting Tony Robbins, you're getting some of the other people in the same niche as Tony as well. And maybe they have mentioned his name, like Mind Valley here. Looks like the one I see here, he's been running for a while. Starting on October 11, but the copy is the same. You can't build a skyscraper with the same tools you use to build a house. So that's the copy. So what I'm going to be doing is I'll copy a few from Tony Robbins, just kind of to curate them, and then I'll put them into NotebookLM. All you need to do is just copy the text and go to NotebookLM, then paste that in as a source. From here, paste this in as copy text. Okay, you can keep going at number 2 and just keep on going down. So this right here is not quite from Tony Robbins, from Ashley Shaw, but it has a long copy. And this is good for us if we want to use this as inspiration and to study why they work. So I'm going to copy this as well to put in as a source. I have put in about 4 to 5 ad copies. Now I'm going to go ahead and insert. Okay, it's done reading the ads. Now here comes the fun part. So I just put in, I want you to use the Bensavinga's bullets to dissect the ad copies to understand why each ad works. And now NotebookLM's behind the scene using Gemini will go ahead and study the bullets as well as the ads and give me a report. Now you can see it analyze the ad copy for me. Source number 1, AI-powered challenge creation, focus on benefits. The ad copy emphasizes the benefits of using AI for creating and running online challenges. Streamline content creations. Now, source number 1, also intriguing clickbait, open loop technique. It's telling me that it's using open loop technique. Source number 2, extracting insights from Bensavinga's bullets. The cradle technique, bullet number 1. Bullet number 2, selling with integrity, bullet number 2. Now you get the idea of how to apply the knowledge. Maybe you read something interesting from a book to a real world ad example that you find on Ad Library. And then you can now shift over to writing copy for your own products. Let's take this as an example. I have a ridiculous med spa offer. $10,000 for 120 units of Botox. I want you to use the ads as template and the Bensavinga's bullets to write the ads for me. Let's see if this works. Let's check out the output here. Based on the offer of $10,000 for 120 units of Botox, drawing inspiration from the provided ads and the Bensavinga's insights, here are some ad copy options. Option number 1, the curiosity-driven approach. Headline is the science behind looking younger, what med spas don't want you to know. Now it's telling me, starting with an intriguing questions, similar to ad number 4. The opening, is there a proven way to turn back the clock without going under knife? Now it's giving you the frame on how to build this ad, giving you the body copy and things that you can now go back to ChatGPT, or you can even develop further in NotebookLM because Gemini is really powerful as well. Option number 2, you can do the if, then benefit driven approach in the bullet number 3. Or option number 3 now, the reason why approach in bullet number 9. As you can see, it's really easy now to apply knowledge that we learn from books, from the different reports that we download online. You can just take this as inspirations and apply them to your situation, your actual business, and see what you can create with NotebookLM. Whether you're trying to create content for your business, you're trying to learn and study, apply knowledge to your current business and your personal life, or to use it to help you curate ads and write copy. NotebookLM is a really powerful tool to help you achieve all of that. If you enjoy watching this video, I believe you're gonna like this next coming video a lot. Share in the comment how you're using NotebookLM in your business and your personal life so we can all learn from each other. If you have gotten value from this video, I would appreciate it a lot if you can hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. It would really help out the channel a lot. Let's start creating. I'll see you in the comment.